Hello and welcome to On This Day. So we've already got now to the 24th of January. So what we do is we take a date from history. Today, as I said, it's the 24th of January. We look at some people who were born, some people who have died, some historical events, and then we'll finish you with some fun facts. So let's get on with them. So today, born in 76. Which sounds weird because we're used to 1976 or 1376, but this one is 76. Hadrian, the Roman Emperor, the builder of Hadrian's Wall, was born in Italica. Not sure exactly where in Italy that is. I imagine it's Italy. He died in 138, so this is a real long time ago. So yeah, in 1941, a little bit more up to date now. Neil Diamond, American songwriter, sounds like Sweet Caroline and I'm a Believer, was born in Brooklyn, New York. And in 1987, Uruguayan footballer who played for teams like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, he won the title there, and Liverpool, Luis Suarez was born in his national team, being Uruguay. He was born in Salto in Uruguay in 1987. So, who died? Well, Karl Rudolph, Gerald von Rundstedt, a German field marshal during World War II, commander-in-chief in the West, died of a heart attack at 77 in 1953. In 1965, Sir Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of Britain, during the Second World War, famously in 1940 to 45, and then again in 1951 to 55, and he was obviously the British leader during the Second World War. He died at 90. In 1983, George Cukor, the American film director, My Fair Lady and The Wizard of Oz, died of a stroke and a heart attack at the same time at the age of 83. And an extra one here for you, in 1989, Ted Bundy, the American serial killer of up to 100 women during the 1970s, executed by the electric chair in Florida. That noise is a freezer. Just in case you're thinking, Andy, it's a bit noisy there, but there you go. So we've got a few fun facts for you today. I'm sorry, what happened today? In 1839, Charles Darwin elected Fellow of the Royal Society. In 1916, Military Service Bill calling for conscription of men for war services passes in the British House of Commons. I wonder how many of those went. In 1943, Adolf Hitler orders German troops at Stalingrad to fight to the death. And in 1943, Jewish patients, nurses and doctors incinerated at Auschwitz-Birkenau because the Nazis were just absolute cocks. And in 1963, Buddy Rogers and Lou Thesz wrestled in Toronto. Rogers became the WWF, in fact he became the WWF wrestling champ, and Lou Thesz became the NWA champion. And then we had the two bouts separated as world championships. So, fun fact today is on water. We've got a few things on water. So, atmosphere at Earth's water. Sorry, let me start that bit again. Almost all the Earth's water is in the ocean. A whopping 96.5% of water on Earth is in our oceans, covering 71% of the surface of the planet, and at any given time, about 0.001% is floating above us in the atmosphere. That'll be the clouds. If all our water fell as rain at once, the whole planet will get about 1 inch of rain. That's how much there is up there. Most fresh water is in ice. Just 3.5% of the Earth's water is fresh. That is, with a few salts in it. You can find fresh water in our lakes, rivers and streams, but don't forget it underground and glaciers. Over 68% of Earth's fresh water is locked up in ice glaciers, and another 30% is in underground rivers and spots. A lot can live in just one drop. There can be a lot going on in a simple drop of ocean water. It will almost likely have a million, yes, millions of bacteria and viruses, and it could also have fish eggs, baby crabs, plankton, and even small worms. It's really great that ice floats. Think of this one then. Okay, this one sort of puts the icing on the top of why this planet is living. Usually when solids form, atoms get closer together and form something dense. This is why most solids sink in water. But solid water or ice is actually less dense. This is unusual. The water molecules form rings when water freezes. All that space makes ice less dense. This is why it floats. And this is great because floating on top of a body of water lets the rest of the liquid stay liquid. If ice sank, whole oceans could freeze solid. So imagine that, whole oceans would have frozen. And so if water had start frozen from the bottom up, there wouldn't be life on Earth because everything would have got frozen and everything would have died. Anyway, this has been the 24th of January. Hope you're all well out there. Weather's a bit manky now, coming towards the end of January, looking ahead into February. That's all there is to it, really. See you, pals.